Soot?
Yep.
Be the judge of that.
What if I told you that the beloved TV series MASH holds some incredible secrets that have been hiding in plain sight for decades? Fact 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, General Lyle Duncan! Thank you, Cato!
MASH aired for 11 seasons from 1972 to 1983, totaling 251 episodes over 11 years. The Korean War itself lasted only 3 years, from June 1950 to July 1953. This means the fictional 4077th MASH unit operated for nearly 4 times longer than the real conflict it was supposed to be depicting. The irony wasn't lost on the show's creators, who occasionally referenced this fact in later episodes. As the series progressed, the writers had to become increasingly creative about storylines, since they had exhausted most real Korean War events by season 4. The show's longevity also meant that actors aged significantly while playing characters supposedly experiencing the same 3-year war. By the final season, some cast members looked noticeably older than they should have if the timeline were realistic. This temporal disconnect became a running joke among fans and critics, with many noting that the characters seemed to be fighting the longest war in television history. The extended timeline also allowed for deeper character development than would have been possible in a series that followed the actual war's duration. Writers used this extra time to explore complex themes about war, friendship, and human nature that might have felt rushed in a shorter series. The show's success proved that audiences were more interested in the characters and their relationships than in strict historical accuracy. Fact 2. Gary Berghoff, who played Radar O'Reilly, was the only actor from Robert Altman's 1970 MASH movie
Shot him!
Hot lips, you incredible nincompoop. It's the end of the quarter.
to reprise his role in the television series. Every other character was recast for television, but Berghoff's portrayal of the innocent, animal-loving company clerk was so memorable that the TV producers specifically sought him out. The transition from film to television wasn't automatic. Berghoff had to audition again and convince the TV producers that his movie performance could translate to the smaller screen and longer format. His character became significantly more developed on television than in the film, where Radar had relatively limited screen time. Berghoff's retention of the role created continuity between the movie and TV versions that helped legitimize the television adaptation. The actor brought institutional knowledge from the film production, helping to maintain the tone and style that made the original movie successful. His presence also provided a bridge for fans of the movie who might have been skeptical about a television adaptation. Berghoff's familiarity with the character allowed him to suggest storylines and character developments that enriched Radar's role throughout the series. The decision to keep him proved wise, as Radar became one of the most beloved characters on television. His departure after 7 seasons was one of the most emotional moments in the series, requiring a 2-part episode to properly say goodbye to the character. Fact 3.
I'm so sick of green. You know why they dress us this way, don't you? So we'll blend into the background. Nobody matters because we all look alike.
MASH was groundbreaking for its selective use of the laugh track, specifically eliminating it during operating room scenes. This decision was controversial at CBS, as laugh tracks were considered essential for sitcom success in the 1970s. The show's creators argued that adding artificial laughter to scenes of life and death surgery would be inappropriate and disrespectful. Network executives initially resisted, fearing audiences wouldn't know when to laugh without audio cues. However, the compromise created one of television's first successful comedy dramas, where viewers had to navigate tonal shifts without artificial guidance. The technique proved so effective that operating room scenes often became more impactful than purely dramatic moments. Critics praised this innovation as sophisticated television making, noting how it elevated the medium beyond simple entertainment. The selective use of laugh tracks influenced other shows to experiment with similar techniques, though few achieved MASH's seamless integration. International broadcasts sometimes handled this differently, with some countries adding laugh tracks to all scenes, completely changing the viewing experience. The decision required careful sound editing, to create smooth transitions between laugh track and natural audio environments. This innovation is now studied in film schools as an example of how audio design can fundamentally alter viewer perception. The technique contributed to MASH's reputation as television that treated its audience with intelligence and respect. Fact 4. The outdoor scenes of the 4077th MASH were filmed at what is now Malibu Creek State Park in the Santa Monica Mountains of California. The production built an extensive outdoor set that included the helicopter landing pad, tents, and various military structures that appeared throughout the series. The location was chosen for its resemblance to Korean terrain and its proximity to Hollywood studios for easy access by cast and crew. The set remained in place throughout the show's 11-year run, becoming a permanent fixture in the park. Weather conditions at the mountain location were often challenging, with cast and crew enduring extreme heat in summer and unexpected cold during winter filming. The remote location made medical emergencies and equipment transport particularly difficult, requiring careful planning for each shoot. Wildlife occasionally interrupted filming, with deer and other animals wandering onto the set during production. The set's construction required environmental permits and careful consideration of the area's ecology to minimize impact on the natural surroundings. After the series ended, most of the set was removed, but some remnants remained and became popular with fans who made pilgrimages to the location. The site is now marked with a plaque commemorating the show's filming location, and guided tours occasionally include information about MASH's production there. The rugged terrain provided authentic backgrounds that enhanced the show's realism and production values. The location's natural beauty contrasted effectively with the harsh realities of war depicted in the storylines. Fact 5.
Colonel, before you go,
We've been thinking about it, and there's a little something we'd like to give you.
it's not much, but it comes from the heart.
Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen, which aired on February 28, 1983, was watched by 105.9 million viewers, making it the most watched television episode in U.S. history at the time. The finale captured 77% of all television viewing that night and held the record for most watched TV episode for nearly 3 decades. The 2.5-hour finale was treated like a national event, with viewing parties held across the country. Bars and restaurants reported unusual quiet during the broadcast as patrons focused on the television screens. The episode's success was attributed to viewers' emotional investment in characters they had followed for over a decade. CBS charged premium advertising rates for the finale, with commercial spots costing significantly more than regular programming. The massive viewership demonstrated television's power to unite the country around a shared cultural experience. International broadcasts of the finale also drew record audiences in many countries where MASH was popular. The episode's length allowed for proper closure to multiple character arcs and storylines that had developed over 11 seasons. Critics praised the finale for maintaining the show's quality while providing satisfying conclusions to long-running story threads. The viewership record stood until it was finally surpassed by the Super Bowl in 2010, showing the finale's enduring impact on television history. The success of the MASH finale established the template for how long-running series should conclude, influencing finale episodes for decades to come. Fact 6. Alda not only starred as Hawkeye Pierce, but also became one of the show's most prolific directors, helming 32 episodes throughout the series' run. His directorial work began in the show's 3rd season and continued through the finale, which he both starred in and directed. Alda's dual role as actor-director was unusual for television at the time and required exceptional organizational skills and stamina. He won Emmy Awards for both acting and directing MASH, making him one of the few performers to be recognized in multiple categories for the same series. His directorial style emphasized character development and emotional authenticity over flashy camera work or gimmicks. Alda often worked 16-hour days when directing, handling both his acting responsibilities and guiding the entire production. He was known for his collaborative approach, frequently consulting with other cast members and crew about character motivations and story elements. His episodes often featured some of the series' most memorable and emotionally powerful moments, including several acclaimed dramatic episodes. The actor-director combination allowed for seamless integration between performance and visual storytelling that enhanced the show's overall quality. Alda's directorial work influenced other actors to pursue directing opportunities, helping to establish the actor-director as a common role in television. His technical expertise behind the camera informed his performances in front of it, creating a deeper understanding of how scenes worked from multiple perspectives. The 32 episodes he directed represent a significant portion of the series' total output and include many fan favorites and critically acclaimed installments. Fact 7.
Through early morning fog I see.
The instrumental theme song used for the television series actually has lyrics that were deemed too dark for broadcast television. The song was written for Robert Altman's 1970 MASH movie, with lyrics by Mike Altman, the director's then 14-year-old son. The complete song deals explicitly with suicide as an escape from unbearable situations, reflecting the psychological toll of war. CBS decided to use only the instrumental version for the television series, fearing the lyrics would be too disturbing for family viewing hours. The decision proved wise as the haunting melody became one of television's most recognizable themes without the controversial lyrical content. Mike Altman reportedly earned more money from writing the song's lyrics than his father made directing the entire movie. The instrumental version perfectly captured the show's balance between comedy and tragedy without overwhelming viewers with dark themes. International versions sometimes included the lyrics, creating different emotional responses to the opening credits in various countries. The song became a hit single in several countries, though radio stations often refused to play versions that included the suicide-themed lyrics. The theme's success led to numerous cover versions by major recording artists over the decades. Despite its dark origins, the melody became associated with the television show's more optimistic message about human resilience in difficult circumstances. The contrast between the song's original meaning and its television use exemplifies how MASH balanced serious themes with hope and humor. Fact 8.
You out there? You hear me? This is Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake.
McLean Stevenson, Henry Blake, and Wayne Rogers, Trapper John, both left the series after 3 seasons due to disputes over their characters' development and screen time. Both actors felt their characters were being overshadowed by Alan Alda's Hawkeye Pierce and wanted more prominent storylines. Their departure created one of television's most shocking moments when Henry Blake's character was killed off in the season 3 finale. The decision to kill Henry Blake rather than simply transfer him was controversial and unprecedented for a comedy series at the time. Wayne Rogers' departure was handled differently, with Trapper John simply rotating home without a dramatic send-off episode. Both actors' departures demonstrated the challenges of maintaining ensemble casts in long-running series where one character becomes dominant. The show's writers used these departures to explore themes of loss and change that added dramatic weight to the series. Replacing both characters required careful casting to maintain the show's chemistry and audience appeal. Mike Farrell joined as B.J. Honeycutt to replace Trapper John, while Harry Morgan became the new commanding officer after Henry Blake. These cast changes actually strengthened the show by introducing fresh dynamics and preventing character relationships from becoming stale. The departures also established MASH's willingness to make bold narrative choices that prioritize story over star power. Both actors' post-MASH careers included various television projects, though neither achieved the same level of success they had found with the series. Fact 9.
The winner is MASH. Gene Reynolds, Larry Gelbart, producers, CBS.
MASH received a total of 14 Emmy Awards during its 11-season run, making it one of the most honored series in television history. The show was nominated for 109 Emmy Awards overall, demonstrating consistent recognition from television industry professionals. Alan Alda won 5 Emmy Awards for his work on the series, including recognition for both acting and directing. The series won Outstanding Comedy Series 3 times, in 1974, 1975, and 1976, establishing its early critical success. Individual episodes also received Emmy recognition, with several being honored for outstanding writing and directing. The show's technical achievements were also recognized, with awards for cinematography, editing, and sound mixing. Guest actors frequently received Emmy nominations for their appearances on MASH, indicating the series' ability to attract top-tier talent. The writing staff earned multiple Emmy awards, recognizing the show's consistently high-quality scripts and character development. MASH's Emmy success helped establish it as prestige television that elevated the medium's artistic reputation. The awards recognition continued throughout the series' run, demonstrating sustained quality rather than just initial novelty. The series finale alone received several Emmy nominations, capping off a remarkable run of critical recognition. The Emmy success contributed to MASH's cultural legitimacy and helped position it as important television rather than mere entertainment. These awards established MASH as a benchmark for quality television that influenced industry standards for decades to come. Fact 10.
Why, radar?
Sometimes I can tell what's going to happen before it happens.
Gary Berghoff's departure after 7 seasons was motivated by his desire to spend more time with his young family and pursue other interests outside of television. His character, Radar O'Reilly, was so popular that the show's writers created a special 2-part episode to handle his departure properly. Berghoff's decision was entirely personal and amicable, unlike some other cast departures that involve creative conflicts. The actor had become increasingly interested in wildlife and nature photography, hobbies that were difficult to pursue while working on a demanding television schedule. His departure episode, Goodbye Radar, became one of the series' most emotional and memorable installments. The character's innocence and humanity had made him a fan favorite, making his exit particularly poignant for viewers. Berghoff's portrayal of Radar had evolved from comic relief in early seasons to one of the show's most complex and sympathetic characters. His decision to leave while the character was still popular demonstrated artistic integrity and personal priorities over career advancement. The show continued successfully after his departure, but many fans and critics noted that Radar's absence changed the series' dynamic significantly. Berghoff occasionally returned for guest appearances in later episodes, showing that his departure hadn't burned any bridges with the production. His post-MASH career included various television projects and continued work in wildlife photography and conservation. The character of Radar O'Reilly remains one of television's most beloved figures, largely due to Berghoff's authentic and heartfelt performance throughout 7 seasons.